Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bros Park. Today, we have Jeffrey's favorite day of the week. It is DanDaDan Day, dude. We got episode 6. And as always, I am one of your hosts, Colin, and I am always joined by...
Yours truly, Jeff, and it's my favorite because it's Ira Day.
Dude.
Ira stands are eating good. Now.
I was gonna ask.
I'm just saying.
I was gonna ask if she's still best girl after we saw her in this episode. We'll get there,
dude,
but
of course.
Okay.
Of course.
All right.
But like, dude,
all right.
Overall, today was a really fucking good episode. I really loved it.
Yeah, there honestly wasn't much like spirit occult shit, and it was still just a banger episode.
Yeah, freaking we start off right from the last episode where, you know, the house explodes and we actually see Evai just kick the shit out of Okarun. I feel so bad for him. He gets shafted every time. Dude, with Evai.
I love that Evil Eye instantly, again, we talked about it last time, but he flips the table and all this shit. Like, he's just out for blood every single moment. He instantly changes, and it's always against Okarun. He just gets fucking dogged every time.
Yeah, dude, if I was Evil Eye, I would hate Okarun too, because like he's the one who defeated him last time, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But we got the transformation, and he goes through and he dogs Okarun, and the house explodes, and you know, Momo throws hot water directly onto his face and changes back, and Gigi's obviously like, hey, I'm so sorry, I feel so fucking bad every time this happens.
Yeah, and you see Turbo Baba just smacking him, and like you see Ira just yelling at him. It's so funny.
Yeah,
it's so sad.
Dude, he can't control it, and the house is blown apart. There's literally no walls anymore on the front half, and while they're kind of going through the paces as trying to figure out what to do, they have a random Kiss-looking ass band show up, like full makeup, full black attire, and like they just show up and they're like, hey, like we're kind of here to play. And Sega's like, if you're intruding, get the fuck out.
They're like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, they're so nice. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
They're just some random guys that just came out, and then freaking they finally decide like, hey, let's do this exorcism right now. Like, god damn it, this is too much. But then the band comes back. They're like, oh, exorcism, you say? Like, we are Hayashi, and you know, you called us to play. They're like, why didn't you just say so in the beginning?
Yeah. Is this Seiko ISS? Like, you know, we're the people you ordered. I was like, okay, sounds good. And they set up their full rock kit at the front of the yard, and they do their little warm up, and they fucking suck ass for the first second, and everyone's questioning it. But then, you know, Grandma is like, don't worry. They're fucking phenomenal. They can't see spirits, which is great for us because they can't be like infected by the spirits that come out of the exorcism. They can't be affected.
Yeah.
And they are so good. Their music transcends the boundaries, and they can reach the spirits with them. Okay.
Yeah, their music is so metal that it's possible to do that. I'm like, at first when I heard that, I'm like, all right, sure, whatever, it's DanDaDan.
Yep. Yeah.
Why not? And then when they started playing, I was like, oh shit, this is actually pretty lit. Yeah. And then I like how like Okarun, Ira, and Momo, they're like at first like they're hesitant too. Yeah. And then they start headbanging.
Yeah, you see them like head bob a little bit, and then they get to like head nodding, and then they're just full headbang. My favorite clip of that was Seika doing the exorcism and headbanging. I was like, dude,
she's like
so
fanning
funny.
the flames at the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. And then freaking all the spirits come by, and it's like a giant like concert crowd. I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. But from the band's point of view, they're just rocking out. They can't see anything, right?
Yeah, to like 5 people. Like, that's it. And I found it very interesting because I was wondering when this band would come into play, because they're in the OP, and there's such a funny little like excerpt in the OP that we had no clue where they would be at because we've never seen them before, and they're in the OP for like literally one scene where they just like headbang twice and that's it. So
Mhm.
I enjoy that we finally got introduced to them, and I'm wondering if they come back because man, they were. Firstly, the song was fucking good.
Yeah, I heard I read that in the English dub, Dragon Force did the English
No
song for
way,
it.
dude.
Yeah,
Dragon
yeah, yeah.
Force? Okay.
Yeah, so I want to listen to it. I want to listen to the English dub.
Yeah, we'll have to check that one out. But man, it was good. I hope they come back, and I guess the exorcism is working, right? Like it's happening, and Gigi
Yeah.
starts freaking out, right?
Yeah, Evil Eye is like in pain doing all this shit, and like, you know, he's like spazzing out. So Seiko's like, Momo, hold him down with your psychic hands, don't get too close to him. So she holds him down, but then like I think through her psychic powers she can see what Gigi's seeing, right? And you can see that Gigi is like kind of rejecting the idea to exercise Evil Eye, because like, you know, we saw his backstory already where he was locked in the room for God knows how long, just watching kids wanting to play. And when he finally gets outside and he has the opportunity to play, you just want to kill him right away. It is sad. It is sad, but at the same time, it's like super dangerous.
Of course. And Gigi, you know, he's saying he promised him to play and all these things, and Momo seeing it too, but Momo still is in the boat of exercising, I think. But
Hell yeah, dude.
we get to the point that, you know, Seika basically says, it is Seika, right? Am I thinking of Busame? Seiko. Okay, yeah. Seiko basically says, like, stop the exorcism. Hey, thanks for coming out, band. We really appreciate you. They give them, like, their cards. They're like, hey, if you need anything, like, just give us a call. And
the card is so flashy too.
it is. And they do this, like, Ginyu Force pose every time. I'm like, okay, guys, we didn't need that, but all right.
It's pretty good.
But with Seiko, she cuts the exorcism and says, hey, if this isn't what Gigi wants, we're not going to do it. And, you know, somebody that Gigi cares about and that he promised to play with and all these things, like, I like that type of spirit for Gigi, right? Which I get. You know, he's a big old softy for the spirit, and, like, I'm happy that he sees to eye, but still waiting for Evil Eye to see eye to eye with Gigi, you know?
Yeah, and I like how the band, they were just like, oh, okay, sounds good, and then they just pack up everything and leave quietly.
Did you see the bassist? He had the full length, like, bass, and he was trying to put it in a box that was only half the size, and he was smashing the lid on it, picked up the bass, turned it around 180, but it's obviously still too long, and just kept smashing the lid on it. And he's like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he's off in the corner doing that.
Dude, I was watching the guy just like reel the wire. I was like, wow, that's actually really good animated.
Yeah, this is like top tier animation. It was great. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, only in DanDaDan where you know, I didn't expect this. You perform an exorcism by playing heavy metal.
Yeah, it was such a weird swap up, but I loved it. Like it was fine. I had no issues whatsoever with that storytelling.
Yeah, and then Momo and Iris start arguing, right? And then rain starts pouring down, and Seiko's like, someone get hot water right now. And then you see Gigi turn back, and he just thrashes Okarun again into the house.
Always Okarun first. And I love that Momo and Ira are basically enemies, but friends, but they're enemies because you can make the assumption that they both like the same guy, right? Like,
yeah,
that's the only real reason that they hate each other at this point. And they just we referenced it on the Shield Hero episode, but it was the Family Guy scene of like ugly, 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 and Momo's just like bitch, bitch, bitch. It's like, dude, like, you guys just hit him with a different insult. Like, come on.
Yeah. But Ira did have a point where she's like, yo, we're not gonna like live our lives because of like the inconvenience of Evil Eye, right? She's totally not on board with it. But then like Okarun steps up and says like, you know, I'm his friend. I will get stronger so I can handle Evil Eye.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Okay, I'm on board now.
Yeah, Momo and I are both like, yeah, let's do it. We're in. And, you know, the main thing was that, do you want to give up your life for Gigi's selfish whims? Right? Yeah. Like, this is Gigi. He's the only one saying, like, hey, no, we can't do this. And maybe it's because it's his first exposure to a spirit. Like, all, you know, I could see him hearing Turbo Babo's story of basically protecting all the girls and the women that had been, you know, abused or wrongfully so.
Yes, aid.
And he would have a soft spot for Turbo Babo too, you know? Like, that's just who he is. Sure. So,
yeah. So, the house has been, like, destroyed twice, right? And they're just, like, they're sleeping. It's so sad because they're all sleeping, like, in sleeping bags.
Yeah, because it's freezing cold.
And I like how, like, to use the washroom, Gigi, like, walks to the washroom, and then, like, Orkun, like, gets up right after him too. He has to go to the washroom with Gigi.
Yeah, waits for him outside the door with a thermos.
Yeah, and then he's like, Gigi, you need to wash your hands. So he turns on the hot water because, like, any water splashes gets evil eye, right? So he's washing his hands, and you see Momo open up her screen door, and she's, like, half asleep as well. And you just see Ira passed out snoring. I was like, this is so funny.
And nobody has their eyes open, like, at all. And this is why I was wondering, like, Ira's still best girl after all the sleeping and shit and the snoring.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Ugh, okay.
You need your beauty sleep.
All right. So they go back to sleep, and on the way, Gigi and Okarun kind of have this heart-to-heart of Gigi kind of saying, like, oh, thank you for doing this. Like, you know, we're friends and all these things. And Okarun goes into talking about how the ISAs saved him and took care of him. And he really wanted to pay them back. So he, you know, saved up some money to try to pay them back monetarily. And Seiko basically spat in his face and said, what would paying our money back do? If you want to really pay us back, get stronger, pay it forward, take care of the next person that comes along in this problem, you know?
Yeah, you got paid for it. Really wise words from Seiko where it's like 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 drinks.
Dude, shut the fuck up. That's such a deep pull that, like, nobody's gonna know, dude. Don't just slide that in there.
Hey, it worked.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, he's paying it forward. If you don't understand the bit, you can go look up drive through pay it forward. But
there'll be a picture.
He's paying it forward, and, you know, Gigi's now the one that needs to be taken care of. So
yeah.
Over the next day, they, you know, are working with Gigi to try to figure out his spiritual power, because he's so strong spiritually, he might actually just be able to control evil eye himself if he trains. So he does the whole, like, finger on the head thing that little thing, Momo got clowned for, and then, you know, abs strengthening, like, all these things. And we were right. When he turns into evil eye, he just goes into his fucking underwear. Like, we didn't talk about that. He's standing there in the rain in his fucking underwear.
That's the evil eye uniform. He gets so strong, he just destroys all his clothes except for the underwear.
Yeah, he's so ripped, dude.
Yeah. Morning comes and you see, like, Ira's, like, morning routine. I was like, God damn, this is the best girl. She like, gets all ready, cleans up her face, puts on makeup, does her eyelashes and everything, prepares breakfast, and you see her ready at the table, prim and proper, and everyone's like half asleep.
Yeah, and she's like, Okarun, do you want seconds? And she piles it, like, up to his fucking head. Like, it's
like a loving wife, man.
A huge pile. And then Momo's like seconds, and she's like, fucking bitch, get it yourself. Like, fuck you.
Hey, you did for Okarun.
Yeah,
and then they start arguing.
Oh, dude, it's always them. But they go to school, and Momo kind of figures out that she wants to repair the house because she's tired of it being cold. So she's gonna get a part-time job, as if that's gonna be enough money to fucking repair the house. But, like, dude, whatever.
I wouldn't have expected this, like, you know, house destruction arc, because, like, I figured like, you know, in a typical anime, the house would be just repaired the next day, right?
Yeah, like Seiko would have paid for it.
Yeah, and now they're just like, oh, the house is actually destroyed. We need to get money to pay for it.
Yeah, they have like legit continuity in this place, which is awesome.
Yeah, which I respect. Usually, like any other stories, like oh, like house is fixed. Okay, back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. So Momo decides I'm gonna get a job, and there is a classmate that we see from a prior scene when Okarun was in the doorway in Momo's class, and like it zooms in on her. It's blurry because it's zoomed in, and then they like hit the fucking enhance, refresh, zoom in again. Like,
Yeah.
it becomes nice, and we see her, and it's like, okay, yeah, her family or whatever like works at a restaurant or runs a restaurant, and they need help part-time. So Mom was like, I'll do it, I'll sign up. I fucking hate bosses and the incompetent human beings, but like I'm an adult now, I've matured, is her words. And I didn't expect when the friends asked Okarun out on a date, because it's Momo's two like Gyaru friends that are like, hey, come out with us.
They're like Momo's out on her part-time job, so you're free. Go on a date with us. I was like, oh, they're all nice and friends, and they were basically kind of like joking around with Okarun.
Yeah.
Okarun's like, I don't want to go.
Yeah, no, I reject your offer. Like,
they're like dragging him out the door. He's like, please stop, no.
Yeah, and everyone is like, what the fuck is happening here? But I thought they were just trying to be nice. Like, they're like, we're gonna go get tea. We're gonna go get some tea, and Okarun's like, no, I don't want to go on a date. I don't. And the friends say, well, it's not a date, and he's like, it's definitely a date. And then they say, well, if Gigi and Momo got tea together, would it be a date? And he was like, absolutely fucking not a date whatsoever. And she's like, why is it with us? And he's just like, I don't want to go on a date. Like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I love it when they're on the SkyTrain too. He's just sitting in between them, and they're like in their Gyaru poses. He gets up, one pulls him down. And then just like that for the next like 5 seconds, he gets up again, and they both hold him down.
I
love these friends, man.
The friends are such a good addition, and I'm glad we're seeing more of them since when they kind of tackled. I like their interactions with Okarun, I think.
Yeah.
More than Momo. Like with Momo, they're just friends, they're just whatever. But with Okarun, it's very funny to me.
Yeah. So then they basically drag him to the restaurant, or to the tea spot and everything, right? And it's a goddamn shocker to see. What did they say? What did they say, man?
So they drag him to like this love hotel area, and I like recognized the coloring of the sign. I don't know if you did right away, because it's like the same as like one of the big brands in Japan when we were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't recognize it.
And they pull it up, and it's this dark blue, pink, and white. And I was like, that's a maid cafe. It's a fucking maid cafe. And guess who's their maid greeting them at the front door? Momo ISA.
There's the main one, and then there's Momo. And then you see Momo she's like, oh, and then drops her tray. And I love how like the main worker, she quickly picks it up. She's like, oh, welcome.
Yeah, she hits you with a like, welcome master, like, hope you have a great day, and all these things. And
she's a good worker, man. She just quickly picked it up, like didn't even miss a beat.
Yeah, and man, Okarun is like, what the fuck is this, basically? And Momo's two friends are like so happy to just be clowning on Momo.
Yeah, they push Okarun like right into view of Momo, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, so now we have a maid cafe arc for an episode.
Yeah, it's crazy. It went from exorcism to maid cafes. Like, what?
Yeah, with rock band in there.
At rock band concert, maid cafes. Like,
yeah, the trajectory is all over the place.
The trajectory is all over the place, but it all makes sense. It all makes sense somehow.
It's the meme of them connecting the red lines like all over the map. But man,
it's great though. I love it.
I think what I see here is, thinking in the next episode, Okarun loves the maid cafe. He vibes. Ira hears about it. Ira becomes a maid at the maid cafe.
Ooh.
That's my thought process here.
And then it'd be so funny if like the maid cafes are like their new dinner spot. That'd
Yeah.
be so cool.
Yeah, we'll have a new background of the maid cafe and them all eating there.
That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, I see that because like maid cafe fits Ira. I don't know. I know that you have a vibe for her.
Nope. You're wrong.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
wrong.
Is she just serving you? Is that why I'm wrong?
Nope. It's better in her casual clothes and in her high school wear. Okay, no maid cafes.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
My bad that you just can't see flaws, I guess, as a human being. That's fine. It's fine. All right. Well, that was
awesome episode.
Yeah, that was episode 6. It was pretty good. I definitely liked it, especially for like the slice of life aspects and like the heartfelt things. So I can't wait for next episode. But let us know what you guys thought down below. Leave a comment, drop a like, all of that good stuff. And please check out the other series that we are recapping basically every single day, and the podcast that comes out every single Tuesday. But until next time, I hope you all enjoyed your time here, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
These guys.